Good morning, students of class 3. Students, I'm sure all of you are in a cheerful mood, ready to study. Students, today I'll be continuing with lesson 6, Jack discovers a new land. Those of you who have got the new edition of Wordsworth English Reader book, please take out your books and turn to page number 51. Students, first I'll read the lesson for you, explain the new words, and then continue with the explanation of lesson 6, Jack discovers a new land. So please turn to page number 51 of your Wordsworth English Reader book. Jack discovers a new land. Student, first of all, I'll read the lesson to you. Please listen carefully. When the beanstalk ended, Jack found himself in front of a great castle with a broad road leading straight up to the front gate. As he drew near the castle, he saw a huge lady standing at the door. Jack was scared at the sight of the lady, but he asked, "Would you please, ma'am, give me some breakfast? I have had nothing to eat since yesterday." The giant's wife was very kind. She said, "Very well, little man, come in. But you must be quick about it. If my husband, the giant, finds you here, he will eat you up, bones and all. Here is a cup of milk and some sandwiches." Suddenly, there was a loud knock at the front door, which seemed to shake even the thick walls of the castle. The giant's wife quickly lifted Jack up and popped him into an empty kettle when her husband rode out. "Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of a young one. Be he alive or be he dead, I will grind his bones to make my bread. It's a boy. I'm sure it is," he continued. "Where is he? I will have him for my breakfast." "Nonsense," said his wife. "You must be mistaken. It's the ox hide you smell." Thus the giant sat down and ate a greater part of the ox. When he had finished, he said, "Wife, bring me my money bags." His wife brought him 2 bags of gold, and the giant began to count his money. Jack watched in wonder at all that was happening. The giant then asked his wife to fetch his little hen which laid golden eggs. The hen laid 20 golden eggs. After the giant had put the eggs into a basket, he called out, "Wife, bring me the golden lyre." His wife brought the golden lyre and placed it on the table. Sing, said the giant. And the lion at once began to sing the most beautiful songs that ever were heard. It sang so sweetly that the giant soon fell fast asleep. Seeing that the giant was fast asleep, Jack crept quietly out of the kettle and tiptoed to the table. He gathered the money bags and the little hen. He put them into a large bag, and just as he lifted the golden lyre, the hen called out, "Master, Master." The giant woke up just in time to catch sight of Jack running out of the kitchen door with his money and hen. With a fearful roar, he screamed, "Fee, fi, fo, fum. I spy a country bum. He is alive, but will soon be dead when I grind his bones to make my bread." He grabbed his club and dashed after Jack, who was already halfway down the beanstalk. The giant began to climb down too, but as soon as Jack saw him coming, he called out, "Mother, bring me an egg." Jack had no sooner reached the ground when he chopped the beanstalk. Down came the giant with a terrible crash, and that was the end of him. With the bags of gold and the little hen, Jack and his mother helped the entire village. All the villagers blessed them and lived happily ever after. So, students, this was the reading of the lesson. Now, I would read the new words of this lesson to you. Students, the first word is castle, and castle means palace. Castle, palace. The second word, student, is popped. Popped means put something inside. किसी भी चीज के बेटा अंदर कुछ रखना. That is known as popped. Popped, put something inside. The third word is roared. Roared means shouted loudly. Roared, shouted loudly. You shout in a loud voice. Then, students, the fourth word is grind. Grind means crush into small pieces. Generally, we grind spices in the mixer to crush the spices into a powder or small pieces. So, grind means crush into small pieces. Then the fifth word is mistaken. Mistaken, to be wrong. Galat samajhna. Mistaken, to be wrong. Then the sixth word is ox hide. Skin of an ox. Skin of an ox. Then, students, the seventh word is wonder. And wonder means surprise. Wonder, surprise. Then the eighth word is fetch. Fetch means to bring. Fetch, to bring. Ninth word is lyre. Lyre, it's a musical string instrument. Lyre is a musical string instrument. Students, here in the picture, you can see the picture of the lyre. The giant's wife is holding the lyre. When the giant ordered her to bring the lyre, this is the instrument. It has got strings, and when you touch those strings, nice soft music come out of it. So lyre is a musical string instrument. Students, then the 10th word is crept. Crept means walked quietly. Walked very quietly. Then the 11th word is tiptoed. Tiptoed, walked very silently. You walk on the tip of your toes so that no sound comes of your walking. That is tiptoed, walk very silently. Then students, the 12th word is fearful. Fearful means scary, which is very frightening, something which makes you scared. That is fearful. Then the 13th word is screamed. Screamed, shouted loudly. Screamed, shouted loudly. Roared and screamed, they have got the same meaning. They are words with the same meaning. Screamed is also shouted loudly and roared is also shouted loudly. So the meaning of screamed is also shouted loudly and the meaning of roared is also shouted loudly. Then students, the 14th word is spy. Spy means see. Spy means see. And then the 15th word is club. Club is a heavy stick which is thick at one end. Club is a heavy stick which is thick at one end. Then student, the 16th word is dashed. Dashed means ran fast. Dashed, ran fast. Then the 17th word is chopped. Chopped means cut into small pieces. Chopped, cut into small pieces. छोटे छोटे pieces में cut करना. That is chopped. And the 18th word is terrible. Horrible or very bad. Terrible, horrible or very bad. बहुत ही भयानक. That is known as terrible. Students, there are two phrases also given. The first phrase is given on page number 51, bottom of page number 51. And the first phrase is at the sight of. At the sight of means on seeing someone. At the sight of, on seeing someone. And students, the second phrase is given on page number 54, the last page of the story. To catch sight of, to see someone or something. To catch sight of, to see someone or something. Now students, I'll explain the lesson to you. So students, I'd explain page number 51 once again. I'll explain. All of you know that this lesson is the second part of Jack and the Beanstalk. In lesson 5, we had read that how Jack, he was a young boy and he lived with his mother in a small cottage. They were very poor because Jack was too young to work and his mother was not keeping well. She was sick, so she couldn't earn money. And one day they had nothing to eat, so Jack's mother told Jack to sell their old beloved cow, Daisy. Jack next day went to the market to sell his cow, and on the way he was very sad. But when he reached the market, when he saw the hustle bustle of the market, he was happy again. He recovered his spirits. But when the people, the farmers, they came to see his cow, nobody was willing to buy the cow because the cow was very thin and old. But somehow one farmer, he was ready to buy the cow. But the farmers told Jack that he had no money and he would like to exchange the cow for a handful of magic beans. Jack took the beans from him and gave him his cow. And when Jack reached home, his mother was furious when she came to know that Jack had exchanged the cow for a handful of magic beans. So, out of anger, she threw the beans out, those magic beans out of the window. And that night, mother and son had to sleep hungry because they had nothing to eat. And the next morning, when Jack woke up, what did he see? He saw a giant beanstalk out of his bedroom window. So he was curious to know as where that beanstalk was leading. So he started climbing that beanstalk higher and higher. Now, this is the continuation of lesson 5. When the beanstalk ended, Jack found himself in front of a great castle. After climbing the beanstalk, what did Jack see? He kept on climbing higher and higher. And then, when the beanstalk ended, what did Jack see? That he was in front of a great palace. And the palace had a broad road leading straight up to the front gate of the castle. As he drew near the castle, he saw a huge lady standing at the door. And as Jack walked and started going towards the castle, when he came near the castle, what did he see? He saw a huge, very big lady standing at the door of the castle. Jack, जब बेटा बीनस्टॉक से उतरा, उसने देखा जहाँ बीनस्टॉक खत्म हो गई थी तो वो एक बड़े से कैसल महल के सामने खड़ा हुआ था. And that castle had a broad road, broad, wide, एक बहुत wide road थी that was straight away leading going towards the front gate of the castle. So Jack started walking on that castle. Jack chalta gaya. And when he came near the door of the castle, what did he see? He saw a huge, a बहुत बड़ी सी एक औरत वो कैसल के डोर के सामने खड़ी हुई थी. Jack was scared at the sight of the lady, but he asked, "Would you please, ma'am, give me some breakfast?" When Jack saw the huge lady, you can see in the picture, the lady is so huge compared to Jack. Jack is looking tiny compared to the lady. So he was scared. Jack डर गया lady को देखते हुए. But then he asked, "Would you please, ma'am, give me some breakfast?" It was morning time, so he was hungry. So he requested that huge lady, "Ma'am, please give me some breakfast. I have had nothing to eat since yesterday." Jack told the huge lady that, "Ma'am, I haven't eaten anything since yesterday." घर में कुछ खाने को जैक के था ही नहीं, तो उसने कुछ खाया ही नहीं था yesterday say. So he was hungry. So he requested that huge lady to give him some breakfast to eat. Now, the giant's wife was very kind. बेटा, वो जो huge lady थी, वो कौन थी? Giant की wife. बेटा, giant कौन होता है? A very huge man. He used to live in that big castle along with his wife. इसका मतलब बेटा वो जो पैलेस था वो किसका पैलेस किसका कैसल था? जायंट का. और जायंट उस कैसल में किसके साथ रहता था? अपनी ह्यूज वाइफ के साथ. The giant's wife was very kind. बेटा जो जायंट की वाइफ थी वो बहुत kind थी. What do you mean by kind? Who's very good at heart, है ना? जिसके अंदर दूसरों के लिए दया हो, उसको क्या बोलते हैं बेटा? Kind. She said, "Very well, little man, come in, but you must be quick about it." So she was a kind lady, the giant's wife. She was a kind lady. She said to Jack, "Very well, little man, come in." उसने कहा, ठीक है, you little man. किसको उसने little man बोला? Jack को. Come in. She called Jack inside the castle. But you must be quick about it. Then she warned Jack कि तुमको बहुत जल्दी करना होगा. If my husband, the giant, finds you here, he will eat you up, bones and all. Here is a cup of milk. and sandwiches. So, Giant's wife was kind when Jack asked him that, ma'am, please give me some breakfast. So, she told Jack that you come inside, little man, but then you have to be quick. आपको बहुत जल्दी करना होगा. Because if my husband, अगर मेरे husband, who was a husband? The giant. If my husband, the giant, finds you here, अगर मेरे husband giant ने तुमको देख लिया यहाँ पे castle में, he will eat you up. वो the giant will eat you up. वो जैक को पूरा खा जाएगा. Bones and all. He will eat your bones too. हड्डी तक. Bones means body की जो हड्डियां होती हैं. He will eat your bones also. He will eat you all. So she warned that Jack has to be very quick. And she gave Jack a cup of milk and some sandwiches. What did the huge lady give Jack to eat? A cup of milk and some sandwiches. I am sure all of you also like to eat sandwiches. Sandwiches अच्छे लगते हैं ना? Bread के बीच में cheese, butter, vegetables, and it's up to you. You can make sandwiches of anything. Everybody likes to eat sandwiches, isn't it? So that huge lady gave Jack a cup of milk and some sandwiches to eat. Suddenly, there was a loud knock at the front door, which seemed to shake even the thick walls of the castle. When the huge lady, she gave Jack a cup of milk and some sandwiches to eat, suddenly, उसी समय बेटा एकदम suddenly, there was a loud knock at the door. You all know what is knock at the door? This is knocking. When you knock the door. This is knocking of the door. This sound is known as knock. जब बेटा हम दरवाजा को कोई खटखटाता है तो दरवाजा खटखटाने को हम क्या बोलते हैं? Knock at the door. So when the huge lady, she gave Jack a cup of milk and some sandwiches to eat. Suddenly, that time, there was a loud knock at the front door. And that knocking was so loud, इतनी जोर से बेटा दरवाजा खटखटाया, which seemed to shake even the thick walls of the castle. अब बेटा हाउसेस की वॉल तो बहुत थिक नहीं होती है ना? दे आर थिन. बट जो पैलेसेस बेटा महल की जो वॉल्स दीवारें जो दीवार होती है वो बहुत थिक होती हैं. एंड जस्ट इमेजिन the giant had knocked the door in such a way that it seemed that the walls, जो कैसल की वॉल्स है वो भी शेक, ऐसा लगा कि शेक कर रही हैं. The giant's wife quickly lifted Jack up and popped him into an empty kettle when her husband rode out. Jack was sitting and eating, but the giant wife, when she came to know that her husband giant was back, what did she do? उसने जैक को उठाया और एक empty kettle आप जानते हो, in the picture page number 52 you can see the picture of the kettle. बेटा kettle ये this is the picture of the kettle जो जिसमें चाय बना के रखते हैं, है ना? चाय बना के रखते हैं and from the kettle you pour the tea into cups. तो टेबल पे एक empty means nothing inside, अंदर कुछ भी नहीं था केटल के. जब when the giant's wife, she came to know that her husband giant was back and she knew कि अगर giant ने जैक को देख लिया तो giant क्या करेगा? He will eat Jack all. He will also eat the bones of Jack. So what did she do? She immediately picked up Jack and popped him. She Popped in means to put Jack inside the empty kettle. Jack को जाइन की वाइफ ने उठाया, पिक किया और empty kettle के अंदर डाल दिया. You can see Jack peeping inside the kettle. So the giant's wife had put Jack where? In the empty kettle. When she heard her husband roaring out, roared out means shouting loudly. The giant was shouting loudly and banging the door. There was a loud banging knock at the door. The knock was in such a way that the thick walls of the castle also seemed to shake. So all of you know what a kettle is, जो जिसमें हम टी को स्टोर करते हैं, चाय बनाते हैं और उसको किस में रखते हैं? केटल में. एंड फ्रॉम द केटल, हिंदी में उसको बेटा चाय की केटली बोलते हैं. एंड फ्रॉम द केटल वी पोर इट इनटू कप्स. सो when the giant's wife, when she heard her husband knocking the door and roaring loudly, what did she do? She immediately lifted Jack up and popped him into an empty kettle when she heard her husband roaring out. Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of a young one. Be he alive or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread. Now when the giant, he came inside, the lady must have opened the door, and when the giant, he came inside the castle, what did he say? Fee, fi, fo, fum. This was the words which came out of the giant's mouth. What did he say? Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of a young one. The giant said, fee, fi, fo, fum. Some words, maybe he used to speak. And then he said, I smell the blood of a young one. The giant could smell blood. Giant को बेटा किसी young one, मतलब किसी young बच्चे के ब्लड की स्मेल आ रही थी. Be alive or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread. And the giant roared. Giant spoke loudly कि अगर वो जो young one यहाँ है, he's alive. Alive मतलब who's got life inside, मतलब जिसके अंदर life है, जो जिंदा है. और be he dead, अगर वो जिंदा है या मरा हुआ भी है. I'll grind his bones. क्या करेगा giant? उसकी bones को grind करेगा. Grind करेगा मतलब पीसेगा. Why will he grind the bones? To make his bread, so that he can eat the bread made out of bones. What did the giant say when he entered the castle? Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of a young one. कि मुझे किसी young one की, young बच्चे के blood की smell आ रही है. And be he alive or be he dead, या वो जिंदा है या मरा हुआ है. I will grind his bones. मैं उसकी bones को grind करूंगा to make my bread, so that later on the giant could eat the bread. It's a boy. I'm sure it is, he continued. Students, what did the giant say? It's a boy. Giant को वो smell से बेटा he came to know that the smell of the blood was of a boy. The giant said, I'm sure it is. The giant was sure that the smell which he could smell was the smell of a boy. He continued, where is he? I will have him for my breakfast. The giant shouted loudly कि ये जो smell आ रही है मुझे, ये एक boy की smell है. And I'm sure यहाँ कोई young boy है. Where is he? कहाँ है वो? Where is he? I will have him for my breakfast. मैं आज उस बॉय को अपने ब्रेकफास्ट में खाऊंगा. What was the giant's intention? He wanted to eat Jack for his breakfast. So what did he say? Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of a young one. जाइन को स्मेल आ गई थी बिकॉज जाइन की वाइफ ने जैक को कहाँ हाइड करके रखा था बेटा? एम्प्टी कैटल के अंदर. शी had popped him into an empty kettle, and the giant was shouting that he could smell the blood of a young one, and he said whether the young one is alive or dead, the giant will grind his bones to make bread out of the bones. And the giant also shouted that the smell of the blood was of a boy, and the giant was sure. And the giant continued, where is he? Giant was wanting to find where that smell is coming from, where. And the giant wanted to have that young boy for his breakfast. I hope students till here the story is clear to you. That's all for today. We'll be continuing this story in the next video. Please do read this lesson today so that you comprehend the story in a better manner. Thank you, students. Have a cheerful day ahead.